And now for a European and Spanish perspective on the use of Dash, we have Manuel Zotano, Deputy Director of Cross-Media and Multi-Screen Applications at RTVE.
Hello, good afternoon. We are not going to talk about technology so deeper as my colleagues. We are going to talk about how a broadcaster tries to deal with Dash, with another new opportunity of producing live streaming and so forth. So I thought that the best way for talking about our perspective is talking about our introduction, talking about why do we think Dash is important for us. Next, we're going to talk about how we tested Dash in last year and so forth, what are we doing now, and our future next steps. Perhaps you're going to find these things a bit not very technical, but the point is to offer you another point of view, which is a broadcaster who is delivering live streaming nowadays in different platforms and so forth. Well, RTV is the public Spanish company. We are producing a lot of contents. We are broadcasting 4 channels, but we have made a great effort to offer more content to our final users. Take in mind that we are producing more than 10, 20 live streamings in mobile, in web, and so forth. And then, when the first time we heard about Dash, we feel happy for 2 reasons. First of all, because in Smart TV or in HBB TV, we haven't any option for live streaming. So Dash seems to be something very important or interesting. Imagine in Olympic Games, and we want to offer streams, your favorite sport, and we only are using one channel, one broadcast channel. We can offer an alternative to our users in order to find their favorite sport and so forth. Then we were doing that things in mobile and so forth, but not in the TV set, in Smart TV or HBB or HBB TV. And then we find Dash as a solution, a very interesting solution for our business. When we are producing live streaming, take in mind that we are producing for HLS, we are producing smooth streaming for tablet, for websites, and so forth. And then we thought that Dash, a standard that the community were going to run, could be an option for standardization. At the end, we think Dash could be great, first of all, because it covers something we haven't before in the TV set and Smart TV or an HBB TV, but Dash, we thought it could be great for something different, which is a mean to find a standardization when we talk about live streaming. And then we decided to focus on Dash, and we decided that Dash was something very important for us, and it was a strategical technology for RTV. Well, having said that, I would like to share with you what was the purpose of our test that we ran last year. I have depicted 3 elements, which are the 3 stakeholders of the 3 elements that take part in a real transmission. On the left side, you have our premises. We have an IPTV, we have a live channel, and then we need to generate segments and so forth, MPT and so forth for the live streaming. Take in mind that it could be the same infrastructure for HLS or smooth streaming or something similar. The point is we plan to use GPAC, which is a program that you can download from gpac.org. You can connect to the PTV, and then it allows you to generate the segment and so forth. Several questions needed to be answered during this process, because the length of segments, the frequency of generating elements, and so forth. At the end, on the right side, we have the TV set, the television, and then the problem there is how the television is going to work with Dash. If they are prepared, the firmware supports using this distribution system and so forth. it's not a trivial problem due to you depend on a manufacturer and so forth. No? So the problem, the test was made, and you could see in the next slide, with several manufacturers who allows us to use their equipment for testing. But the main problem from our perspective is in the middle of the value chain. It's the CDN. At the end, Dash or any system that pretend to be scalable needs a CDN to scale until all the users that would like to consume the content. And we find several problems with our CDN. Take in mind Dash is great if segments are served in order and so forth. So CDN could be one of the problems. We tested the 3 different elements, and I'm going to show you our configuration in order to understand what we did. We took our news channel, 24-hour, and we test with Panasonic, Sony, and LG. These 3 manufacturers offer different devices to us. We worked with them together, and we finally we did a great job, and everything worked. But the point was related to sizes and so forth, because we have some problem with the screens and so forth. You have there the 2 configurations that we used, and I can assure that they are working. But the 2 main conclusions that we got, well, the first one is, okay, Dash can work, so it's a great solution, but we find 2 problems. The first of all is the CDN risk. You need to use robust and a CDN that is specialized in distributing this kind of files. And second, is related to segments. That the Dash standards establish that you can use variable, fixed segments, and so forth. At that point, at the moment, we found that the fixed segment was working better for the different devices than the variable one. No? And we finished with these results. The tests we ran were done using a manual process. So what was the next step? Well, we have taken this configuration and we have moved from a manual situation, a manual process, to an automatical. Nowadays, we are able to provide up to 10 channels in the TV set, 10 live channels in the TV set. And we are using the following configurations that you have in the screen. The only point is that we are using 2 seconds, 50 frames, due to restriction, due to transcoding restrictions. Anyway, to show you that it is something real, we have made real tests offering these contents to our final user in the championship, in the Spanish football match, Baku 2015, or Eurovision. We usually produce alternative signals, as imagine trainees or the most important players in a match, and then we allow our user not only consume the live stream, but also these alternative images. As an example, you can see this is the Baku portal. This is the HBBTV portal, and then we let the user choose between the Teledeporte, which is one of our channel signal, or 2 alternative events that we were scheduling during the time. The final result is we did something that works. Well, perhaps the resolution could be improved, but it works. So our impression regarding Dash is it is a very good solution for a smart TV or HBB TV. But what happens with video on demand? Because our main effort was related to live, because live is easier. You only need 10 channels to be transcoding on to be transcoded live, but when we're talking about VOD, take in mind we have more than 4 million of videos. So we can't make something manual, and we're trying to create an infrastructure to distribute our videos using VOD. No? You can find there what are our configurations for this test. And surprisingly, we have found something in the road that is amazing. At the very beginning, HBB TV and Smart TV, they were using a different technology. But nowadays, we have seen that there is a convergence between the two different technologies. And then the same development can be used for Smart TV and HBB TV, which is incredible for us. It implies a simplicity in our development processes. Well, we're working in with this configuration. As you can see, they are higher because the resolution is higher, because the TV sets are better than before. So they have more process capabilities, and therefore, we can offer something better. Well, let's move on to our next steps. No? What do we plan? Well, we're working with VOD. We're working with how to make the best setup for our VOD, how to automatize all the process. But now we plan to create something automatically to distribute our VOD content through using Dash. But the next year, we have the Olympic Challenge. As I described before, we plan to offer up to 17 live streams at the same time to be consumed in Smart TV and HBB TV. And then, as you can see, we believe that Dash is going to work, and we believe that HBB TV is going to be available in the Spanish market, that we plan to make something very, very challenging as offering this amount of streams. Finally, the next step after the games is 4K. Last week, we were doing some tests with 4K, transcoding with H.265, and so forth. And we're now testing if Dash, the architecture based on the three standard 4K, H.265, and Dash, because at the end, if you try to serve huge amount of data, it's much better if you segment instead of full files. And finally, at the very beginning, we thought that Dash was going to be something that will help us to standardize our processes. I wonder if Dash could be that technology that can be used in mobile, in tablet, in the web, because at the end, it could help a big cost savings for Spanish television and for all the broadcasters that generate content for almost every kind of device. Well, and that's all, folks. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you find it interesting. Thank you very much.